सब्सक्राइब करें हमारे चैनल साइड बाय टेक को और देखें नीट एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन के लिए बायोलॉजी के वन लाइनर्स क्वेश्चन का सेट नंबर 29 फ्रेंड। तो आज के वीडियो में हम प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं पूर्व की तरह ही वन लाइनर्स क्वेश्चंस का संग्रह। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं आज के वीडियो को। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, वेयर डज द मेजॉरिटी ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट एब्जॉर्प्शन occurs in the digestive system? It is the small intestine where the majority of nutrient absorptions occur. Next, where does the process of digestion of food begins in humans? In human, the process of digestion of food begin in mouth. Next, where does the absorption of most nutrient including amino acids and fatty acids primarily occur in the digestive system? It is the small intestine where the absorption of the amino acid and fatty acid occur in digestive system. Next, what is the term for the wave-like muscular contraction that move food through the digestive system? It is the peristalsis. Next, what is the role of the mucus secreted by the stomach to protect the lining of the stomach from the effect of the hydrochloric acid secreted inside the stomach? Next, what is the role of hydrochloric acid in the stomach breakdown of proteins through the conversion of the pepsinogen into pepsin enzyme, which acts on the protein and converts them in polypeptide? Next, what is the role of the villi and microvilli in the small intestine to increase the surface area for absorption of the digested food? Is the function of villi and microvilli. These are minute microscopic finger-like projections which helps in the absorption of the food. Next, bile is produced by which organ and stored in the gallbladder until needed for digestion? Bile is produced by the liver and is stored in the gallbladder in liver, and it is secreted when it is needed for digestion in the small intestine. Next, what is the function of the bile in digestion? Bile emulsify fats, or emulsification of fats is the chief function of the bile. Both the bile and the pancreatic juice are secreted through a common duct inside the small intestine and take their action on their substrate respectively. Next, the majority of fat digestion takes place in a small intestine. Next, what is the term for the semi-solid mixture of food and digested juices are found in the stomach? It is the chyme. Next, what is the primary function of the large intestine in the digestion? Water absorption and feces formation is the primary function of the large intestine in digestion, which starts just after the end of the small intestine. What is the primary function of the enzyme amylase in the digestion? Breakdown of carbohydrate is the primary function of amylase in digestion. Next, what is the final product of the carbohydrate digestion in the small intestine? It is the glucose. What is the final product of carbohydrate digestion? Next, which is the first enzyme to mix with the food in the digestive tract of the human? It is the amylase. Next, which part of the digestive system help in the absorption of the water and some salts from the undigested food material? It is the large intestine. Next, ptyalin is the digestive enzyme of the saliva. Next, saliva helps in the digestion of starch. Next, lipase is the digestive enzyme of fat. and bile juice is secreted by the liver. As we know, bile juice has no enzyme and it doesn't help in the digestion directly, but it helps in the emulsification of fat. Then the lipase enzyme act on these emulsified fat to break them into fatty acid and glycerol. You should have to know. Next, pancreatic juice contains enzymes like amylase, trypsin, pancreatic lipase, nuclease, amylase, etc. and lipase. Next, secretion of the pancreatic juice is regulated by two hormones, that is secretin and cholecystokinin. Next, which enzyme is responsible for breaking down carbohydrates in the mouth? It is the amylase. Next, which enzyme is responsible for the breakdown of carbohydrate in the mouth during the process of digestion? It is the amylase. Similar type of question and have same answer. Next, which enzyme responsible for breaking down proteins in the stomach? It is the pepsin, which digests protein, or pepsin is the protein digesting enzyme. Next, which hormone stimulates the release of digestive enzyme from the pancreas? It is the secretin. Next, which is an accessory organ of digestion that produces insulin? It is the pancreas. Next, which is the longest organ of digestive system in human body? It is the small intestine. Next, what is the anaerobic respiration? The respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen is termed anaerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, a partial breakdown of food occurs, and anaerobic type of respiration refers the glycolysis and it takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Next, aerobic respiration results in only two molecules of ATP per glucose molecules here. Anaerobic respiration is demanded. So, we read anaerobic respiration results in only two molecules of ATP per glucose molecules. Next, what is the aerobic respiration? The respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen is termed aerobic respiration. The organism in which aerobic respiration occurs in a cell. The organelles in which aerobic respiration occurs in the cell are mitochondria. Next, aerobic respiration occurs in mitochondria, which is termed as the powerhouse of the cell. Next, aerobic respiration results in the gain of 36 molecules of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Next, in the process of aerobic respiration, the final product is CO2 and H2O. Next, the breathing cycle consists of two processes, namely inhalation and exhalation. Next, the process of taking oxygen rich air in the body is called inhalation, whereas the process of giving out carbon dioxide rich air is known as exhalation. During the respiration, the gaseous exchange takes place in the lungs and alveoli. Next, which body weight organ receives only oxygenated blood? It is the spleen. Next, which part of the brain regulates the respiratory process? It is the medulla oblongata part of brain which regulates respiratory process. Next, which membrane encloses lungs? Pleural membrane encloses lungs. Most of the carbon dioxide produced in the tissue is transported to the lungs as bicarbonates. Next, in the plants, exchange of gases takes place through the stomata. In plants, the exchange of gases in roots takes place through the general surface. Next, in the insect, the exchange of gases takes place through the trachea. Next, Where does exchange of gases O2 and CO2 take place in our lungs inside the alveoli? Next, the gaseous exchange in the alveoli is the type of simple diffusion. Next, which type of respiration is done through the skin? It is the cutaneous type of respiration which is done through the skin. And last question of this video, which type of respiration is done through the lungs? It is the pulmonary respiration which is done through the lungs. Thanks for watching. Good night.